Standard of Unit 6, we're going to deal with statistical measures and box plots. Here are the standards we will be working on. Now, a box and whisker plot is a data display that divides a set of data into 4 equal parts. Each part of that box plot is equivalent to 25%. No matter how big the whisker is or how big the box is, each section is 25%. Now, your first step is you'll want to put it in order from least to greatest. Seven, 8, 9. Okay? Now, I will come back to mean later. So right now, let's work on the median, the extremes, and the quartiles. Okay, so my median is 4. Now, let's find the upper and lower quartile. Okay, the upper and lower quartile is right here, so that's going to be 7.5. That's the upper quartile. Your lower quartile is going to be 1.5. 3, 2, 1, 0. So 1.5 and 7.5. Okay, your lower extreme is 0, and your upper extreme is 9. So now, draw my box, draw my whiskers. Now, each part of this is equivalent to 25%. This is 25%. This is 25%. This is 25%. And this is 25%. Now, an outlier. An outlier is a number that doesn't fit in with the other numbers in a data set. An outlier is a data point that is either much greater or far less than the other data points. Now, I always use the example. A few years ago, I went to New Orleans with my family, my in-laws, and they took me to a Falcons game at the New Orleans Saints. I walk into the stadium and I'm in my Falcons gear, and I am surrounded by New Orleans Saints fans. I was the outlier. I stuck out like a sore thumb. So when dealing with numbers, you're looking for the number that sticks out with the sore thumb or skews the data. In this case, it is 2. Okay, now, find the statistical values on the TI-83 Plus. To find the mean of the data, okay, you click Stat, Edit, enter the numbers into a list, and then click Calculate, one variable stat. Then type second and 1 to tell the calculator to do one variable statistics on list 1. The X is your mean. This symbol in the X is sum of all the numbers, and N is the number of the numbers in the list. Scroll down to view the extremes, quartiles, and median. Now, I want to take that and build it into my mean absolute deviation. Mean absolute deviation is a measure of spread or measure of variability of a data set. It is a number that tells how far away on average the numbers in the data set are from the mean of the data set. So your first step is to always find the mean. Now this isn't like your middle school standards. You can actually plug this into the TI-83 and it'll do all the work for you. Then you're going to subtract each number in the data set from the mean. And then you're going to take the absolute value of the result and find the mean of the differences. That's what mean absolute deviation is. It is the mean of the differences. Okay, so we're going to do this problem right here. First step, find the mean. So I'm going to go to TI-83. I'm going to click Stat, Edit, clear my list if it hadn't already, and I'm going to put that in. Now, it does not matter. You do not have to put this in order from least to greatest. 0, 1, 4, 6. Okay, after I do that, I'm going to click Stat again. I'm going to scroll over to Calculate, and I'm going to hit 1. On my TI-83 screen, I should see one variable stats and click Enter. The mean is 4. So now what I want to do is I want to take each of these numbers and subtract 4 from it. Okay, so there's 1, 4, 4, 2.302. Now, the mean absolute deviation is the mean of those distances. So I'm going to do that real quick. And you can even pop this into your stat. You can go Edit, clear it out, and now plug all those numbers in. 1,443,02. Now we'll do the same thing. We'll go back to Stat, scroll over to Calculate, click the 1, and take the mean absolute deviation. So the mean absolute deviation of all of this is 2.3 repeating, or 2 1/3.